Flex fist bumps Bash, who, like, disappears into mist until the next combat. And, like, you know, like, he is fully untouched, like, going in, getting dirty is his job. And he goes, okay, we need to. And reloads his gun.
Are there any more sounds coming from the direction of Malakus's quarters?
There are not. And with a quick peek in there, you see that they're empty and completely destroyed.
So I forgot I have the detective feat as one of the things I chose, which actually gives me an advantage on searching stuff, which I guess I didn't need, but I would like to search this room to see if there's any clues as to what happened beyond, you know, getting killed by an otter.
Yeah.
Oh, just a note, I do want a character voice for Bash, just so you can have that in the back of your mind.
Of course. Drunk.
And high-pitched.
Wait. Hey, stop talking about me. I'm talking about Bash.
Ignatious, before you roll your investigation, I'd like to hear which of your 4 stats you're using to roll and your description of why you think this applies.
Well, actually, I looked under detective, and I'm supposed to use sense.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I'm not going to let you use willpower again. So that's correct. You are using your empathy to understand the motivations of the person in this room or the person tearing it apart. What was your number, and was that a success or a failure?
I rolled a 5, and it was a success.
Excellent. So are you trying to understand the person who lives in this room who might have left it, or the person who was, or the mentality of what was here tearing it apart?
The mentality of what was here tearing it apart.
Okay, I will describe that. The bed covering is torn apart, and like the blanket is ripped open and the stuffing is coming out. Everything on the tabletop and on the desk is flung to the floor, and like pencils are scattered across the floor, like drawing implements are rolled into the corners and under the bed. The chair is overturned, laying on its side on the ground.
So it was more destructive than searching for something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good insight. And some of the drawers are still closed.
I would assume, Norage, you would not like me going through the effects of the leader of your monastery.
Well, here's the thing. Normally, you'd be right, but I think in this scenario, I'm just going to kind of look the other way, and I'm going to pretend that I don't see nothing.
Then Ignatious is going to rummage through every drawer looking for, you know, what was going on in the monastery recently, anything that can tell him what's happened leading up to this point.
Roll another detective roll to understand the mentality of the person who lives in this room.
No. An 18. So I think he was a preteen that was really into heavy rock music. Am I right, Norage?
Are we talking about the same Malakus?
Then I must be thinking of a different Malakos.
It's a very common name.
You know.
You know the common saying in Nickaboy, Malakus are like otters. This world is dumb. What do you think, Bash?
We're drinking here?
No.
Why am I around? And he poops out. Boop.
Ignatius is going to ask Norage, is there some sort of like diary or daily occurrences that is kept by the monastery so we can see if there's anything out of the ordinary that caused these otters to invade this room and destroy everything? Is the damage done by the otters? Can I tell that?
Oh, yeah. The damage is not done by the elderly monk. It's done by the otters that you found.
Well, I didn't know if
room.
somebody came in here and like ransacked it and then released the otters.
I would really hope that there is a demon involved and not just an otter infestation at the monastery.
It would make for an interesting adventure.
So Flex is eating an apple and like scratching his head with his gun. and sort of is like gesturing to the halls of like, this is like a big monastery, man. Like, oh no, like people might be dying out there.
So
munch on apple.
As Flex is scratching his head with his gun, Ignatius goes, son, on our first long rest, I'm going to teach you something called firearm safety.
Flex looks at you like a little bit cross and is like, oh, ain't nothing I need to be taught by nobody but my mama. And then picks apple from his teeth with his gun.
Oh my gosh.
Which he has canonically reloaded.
A loaded gun.
Oh my god.
Which has the mechanics of a crossbow. So if you imagine a gun that requires two hands to use and then try to use it like a toothpick, very funny visual.